Hi, this is James for Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Aquatica, which is going to be a 1 to 4 player game published by Arcane Wonder. In this game, you're going to be trying to build your empire up under the ocean and using different cards and locations that you're going to pick up throughout the game to build up a tableau of different effects that you can run. You can run those effects so that you can get those cards all the way risen to the surface so you can score them and get the most points by the end of the game. This is going to be a hand management game, which is going to be my favorite type of game. So let's go ahead down the table. I'm going to show you how this game plays, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Aquatica. Aquatica is going to be for 1 to 4 players. It does have a solo mode on it. We're just going to go a brief overview of how to play the game. I'm not going to really go over the solo mode, but know that there is one for this game here. You'll be playing one as the Ocean King, struggling to find resources of your realm. Your goal is to have the most prosperity points by the end of the game. To receive prosperity points, you need to explore, conquer, and buy locations, recruit new characters, and complete goals. At the end of the game, whoever has the most prosperity points will have the most prosperous realm and be known as the greatest rulers of all the kingdoms in Aquatica. Now, a couple things I'll go over before we start here is the goals here that you can get in the game here for extra points here. Those can be randomized later on. They have these little tokens here. You can randomize those and have them be different each round a game if you want to add more pre-playability to the game. In addition to that, later on you can play with these different leaders here, and they do have numbers up on the top here, so you can just go normally and the first player gets this one, second player gets this one, and so on. Or you can draft them, or you can just shuffle them and randomly hand them out. These will be cards that go to your hand. They count in every way as cards in your hand for all game effects. Throughout the game, they just give you really cool ability and give your players like a little bit of an asymmetric power during the game here. And as you can see, there's going to be a good bit of these different ones that you can pick from in the game. Now, this game here is a hand management game. So these cards here are going to be the actions that you can do on your turn. And when you play this card here, we'll go over in a second, but this one will let you get your cards back to your hand. So you'll always be able to do these cards unless they're played, and then you'll have to wait until you play this one to be able to do that action again. We're going to go through this game and going turn by turn, everyone taking their turn until one of 3 things hits the end of the game. We run out of locations, we run out of characters, or someone puts out their manta, their personal manta, for all 4 of the different victory conditions that you can get on there for these awards. So they'll have one on each of these, and that'll trigger the end of the game. The person that triggered the end of the game and everyone else will get one more turn, and then the game will end and we'll tally up our points. So what can you do on your turn? Well, on your turn, you can play one of these cards. So when you play one of these cards, you do what's on it. So this says recruit 1 character. So this recruit 1 character will allow you to recruit a character. This is your character row on here. And these are the number of coins that the character costs to get. Now, I'm going to explain how to get coins and locations here in a little bit that you could pick up on here. But you also can get coins from your mantas. So your mantas here, so this one here has +1 coin, and when you use these, you'll flip them over, and they can't be used again until you use Matron to refresh these. And you can get other mantas throughout the game here to add to your pool here of bonus things that you can do. So when you purchase a character, the first one is always free on the left here. So if I don't have any money, I can get this character, and when I do, I will put it into my hand here, and I'll be able to use it on future turns. So let's say I want to gain this one. So this one here I will place down because I played it, and then I will shift these cards down. So now this card becomes free, and then I'll flip one over. And then everyone else gets to go on their turns. And then the other thing I could do here is we'll do these second, but we're going to go ahead and do the normal gain location before I go into warfare here. So this Sea Lord here, also I will mention real quick that these symbols up here refer to the cards deck that you'll get. So you'll get a 6-card deck at the beginning of the game with your matching your symbol, and also you'll get 4 mantas that match these symbols too here, along with your really cool player board that we'll go over in a minute here. So you could also gain these locations here. So this location here says, this card here says I can gain 1 money and buy a location. Now money, when you gain it, is virtual. At the end of my turn, it's gone. So you spend it or lose it. So I could look at these locations here, and these locations have different costs on the top. We'll go over the conquer cost in a second, but this is the purchase cost. So if I wanted to purchase this, I could use my coin here, and then I would place it on my board. But just for safety's sake, or just for example's sake, let's say I had enough to purchase this one, which would cost 4 coins, I would place it in one of my slots here. Now I can only have as many locations down here at one time as I have slots, and you have 5 slots. You're going to slot this in so that it shows the first symbol. Now when you do this, these are actually things that you can spend. So later on when I want 2 coins, I can move this up. Now these empty spaces, I can't move past these without doing a special action, which I'll show you in a little bit. But these are things that you can gain. So let's say I picked up that one. I do not replace this. It stays empty. Use the scout ability to refresh this. So next thing here is we could conquer a location. So this one says I get 3 fighting to conquer a location. So I could have played this card. And if I look at that, we're going to look at the top of the cards here, and we're going to see what they show. So this one here shows that I have 3 fighting to take this, or 3 coins. So I could get this card, and again, you would slot it in until it got to the first icon there. There's a similar card here that just gain 1 fighting and conquer 1 location. So another card here is going to show, we'll show like the cards we could get. We could do scout. We'll do scout next. So I could scout and then gain 2 money and buy a location. So if I scout, I will move these cards up to this location. If I had any up on this location, they would all get discarded and go into that discard pile. And now I will fill up these locations here. Now, the ones on the top row are now going to have reductions for how much it costs to conquer them. So they'll all have -1 to conquering. So now all the ones on the top row are now available for conquering. And that's what Scout would do. And then this one says, this one. It says I can gain 2 money to buy a location. So again, you're going to look at the top here, and I could afford this one if I wanted to. But I could also do this. So I could have 5 money. So I could look along here. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and purchase. Let's just say we purchased this location. And I'd have to use some money here. So let's say I overpaid for it and did that. All right. So another card we could do is we can play Matrone here at the end, Matrona. And this one will let me unflip all of my used mantas here and return all the cards to my hand. And this card never gets discarded. It'll stay in my hand. And if we're down to 2 players, we're going to remove one of the characters and move and shuffle the board over here. Now, another card that it didn't show is going to be this wave teller. One of the things we'll show on the right here is going to be move up cards. Remember how I said you get stuck on this? Well, I can move this one up, and then I can move another one up if I want. So I can move this one up if I wanted to here. And let's go over some of these other symbols that you can run into for here, since we're showing how to get these moved up. All right, so we're trying to do different things with here to get these all the way to the bottom. So here I could spend 3 money, maybe I could get it raised up here. Once it gets down here, it's ready to be able to be scored. So when you're discarding cards, technically they go here. You can't discard Matrona, but when you're discarding cards, they go here. When you're scoring cards, they go here. I just didn't do that because I didn't have enough room here. to show that. Now, once these are all the way up here, you could use this symbol right here, which looks like a little treasure chest. Once I do that, I can then score this card and place it here. And this card is going to be worth the number of points that it shows here. Also, other things can happen that are cool too. I can gain this new manta on here, and that's also going to be a bonus in here too, which I'm going to show you in a second why you would want to have more mantas, not just because they have bonuses, but because you're going to lose them to the top section. So once I have that, I can score that. Now I have this slot re-available again too. And like these are raising. If you see one with a dash on it, a line and a dash, that means you go all the way. So let's see if I could find one here. Oh, here, right here. Okay, so this one here, conquer one location from the discard pile for free, or you can level one up all the way, so move it all the way up. So that's pretty powerful too. So that's what that one does, which of course you're going to lose all the bonuses that you could have got on there, which are cool, but you know, that's how that works. Okay, this one here, you could return one character from my discard pile to my hand, which is going to be discard pile here when you're playing. There's all sorts of other symbols here. Let's see if I can find some more. Here's some more you can look at. And there's a good index in the back of the book that'll show you all these and what they do. Like this one here is +2 power when conquering that type of location. You'll also notice that on your manta, you'll have one manta that has a specific location on it that you'll get extra fighting for. So you need to pay attention because they have these symbols down on the bottom here of these locations, and if those match up, you can get a bonus for trying to conquer that location. But yeah, so basically that's going to be it. There's going to be gain 2 coins, gain power for specific locations. That's what you're going to get on these. And you're trying to move these up again so that you're able to score them at the end of the game, because cards here aren't going to score you, but cards here will score you. One final thing you could do on your turn is you can actually acquire one of these. And they're going to be first come, first serve, and you don't actually have to do this immediately, but you'll need to do this on your turn if you're going to do it, because you're going to lose one of your mantas. So this has to be one of your mantas that you started with, and you're going to place it here to claim it. So if I had 3 locations here, I could claim this, and I will gain 8 points at the end of the game. So that's it. We're going to keep on going turn after turn until one of those end game situations occur. Either someone has claimed all 4, or we've run out of locations, or we run out of characters. The end game is going to trigger. The person that triggered is going to get one last turn along with all the other players, and then we're going to score. So for scoring, it's pretty simple. You're going to add up your score for these locations here that you were able to finish and put in here. So you get those scores here. You'll add up your scores for anything that you've claimed up there, and you'll get a prosperity point for each character in your hand, which includes your king if you're playing with that mode, but nothing in your discard pile. So whatever I have left in your hand. So you, if you don't have anything better to do at the end of your turn, at the end of the game, you definitely want to return the cards to your hand so you can get a bunch of points that way. So the total number of points, total those up. The person with the most points is going to win. In case of a tie, the tied player with the most mantas in their reserve is going to win. If there's still a tie, the one with the lowest number written on their king, if you're playing with that mode, wins. In case this was your first game, if you weren't playing with kings, the last player in turn order will win the game. And that's going to be basically how you're going to be playing Aquatica and the general idea of the game. So you're going to notice this is a very biggie hand management style game. So let's go ahead back up the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. All right, so that was Aquatica. Now, art in this game, amazing. I love the art for this game. This game really looks good. I just love all the component quality in the game. Those little manatees helpers are really cool. The card quality is really great. Overall, just amazing component quality. Gameplay, I really like this game. I like hand management games, so if you like hand management games, this is definitely going to be up your alley. I like hand management games a lot, And so this is one of the mechanics that is one of my favorites. So right off the bat there, I'm a little biased on there because I do like hand management style games. Also, I like this game so much that it's going to be going into my collection. It's going to see a lot of plays. And a lot of games don't make it into my collection, only a few of them if you watch our videos, so you know that that's a big thing. I think this game is really well designed, a lot of fun, high replayability for this game. I love all the different combos that you can do, as you saw, like all the different things you can combo out. And I actually like the part when I missed the combo, where I didn't do a sufficient combo as I could have, and I'm like, oh wow, well, you know, I could have done this, this, and this. Now I know. So it's really cool how you can have such really fun, exciting turns in there, and you know, can just keep getting better. And there's there's a lot of strategy into just setting yourself up for these epic turns. Just really, really good game. Plays in like 60 minutes, maybe an hour and a half at the most if it's your first game. So it's a very quick game. Well, not very quick, but it's a quicker game. And it's just really good. So if you like hand management games, or even if you don't, and you just want a game that's easy to teach, so this would be probably in the family weight games, but has great component quality and is a lot of fun to play, especially if you liked what you saw when I did the overview for the game. I would highly recommend picking up Aquatica, and that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching.